The fact that I made my songs and stuff just sitting in my room and all, that's crazy. It's the music thing is changing. The whole music business is changing because back then it was all about record labels and all these big corporate people own this shit.
It's still the same now.
Most of the major stuff, but not minor stuff. Like artists like Black Bear and all, they didn't come from record labels. They became viral on the internet.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually, now he's working with record labels because he's so big. But yeah, at one point, there comes a point in your career where a record label will contact you and they'll be like, okay, yeah, we heard that song of yours, we want it. And then you need to be smart enough to either sell them just the song or your contract for 2 years or like that. It's like that's what they say, selling a soul, like that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it worth it though?
It
Signing
depends, okay.
a contract.
Signing a, okay. So it depends on the deal. So whenever they give you a deal, what was I saying?
You're a
Record
hoe.
labels.
Oh,
Record labels. Yeah. So the thing is the deal. They sometimes give something called a 360 deal,
okay.
which means the record label has like full control, creative control of everything. So you can't say certain words in your songs because it doesn't work with them. You have to say certain words because they want to promote those brands, and then
That kind of fucked up.
that's messed up. But they pay for everything. So what they do is they give you an advance, and then you take that money and basically you record the album, right? Studio time, you got to pay for that,
Yeah.
and then all of the mixing and mastering expenses and all that you got to pay for. They'll pay for all that shit. You need to
Okay.
make back the money from the record sales. Once your song goes out and it makes this much money, you got to pay them back. But say you didn't make the record sales, that's where the problem comes in. Say your song did not become that big enough to make the money back, then they'll push you to touring. You have to tour around the place and perform and shit like that, make money from touring your song. Even if that didn't work, which let's be honest, 80% of the time musicians they get these advances from like record labels drop around 95% of the artists they sign in a year itself.
Damn. Okay.
So there are so many artists that put out songs, get the advance from the label, but then they're never able to perform it back. But the money they still owe them contractually. So now they have to work until they pay back the entire amount. Now,
Damn.
imagine if they had to pay, like if they got a $1 million contract, if they got a $500,000 contract. We're talking about entire life they have to sit and try their very best to pay back.
But that, like, isn't music about, like, at least it used to be, right? Like, you have that passion for music.
Passion for music is
But if you
from
do
a
this, isn't that
person's
just kill the
perspective.
passion?
Yeah, see, it's from a person's perspective. Okay, you gotta understand, like some of these rappers and all who come out from the hood or whatever, right? They don't have much perspective when it comes to how business works. They're just like, oh, I just want to be famous, I just want to be rich, blah blah. So when a company literally comes to them and they're broke as fuck every day and tells them we'll give you 100 grand for your music, you go you 100 grand, they think they're 100 grand rich. They're not. It's kind of like you taking a 100 grand loan and then be like, I'm 100 grander.
Okay.
Get it? Basically, the music record label business is the loan business. The artist
Yeah.
Prince, right?
Yeah.
He talked about this. He was like, when I first started out as a musician, record labels recognized me and they recognized I had good music. See, back then there was no internet or whatever, so he was legit good from performing in clubs and bars and stuff like that.
Okay.
So once he became really good, record labels wanted to mess with him, and they basically gave him a bunch of money. And they were like, okay, you take all this, make your music and all that. So he started making music and he became famous. He became successful. So he put all his shit out and all that. The record labels have full connection. So they'll do all the digital marketing and the marketing stuff like that to get the money back. Once the money was returned back, Prince became rich. He also became famous from his percentage that he used to get. Even though it's
Yeah.
a tiny percentage, he just sold so much that he also became a millionaire. And then he has his live performances. They get paid a lot more for the live performances. Once he did all that and he became a successful artist, he said, I'm rich now. So I just built my own studio and I built my own thing. So I don't need an advance anymore. Get it?
Okay.
I did my own thing now. I have a studio of my own. I record my own thing. I'm done. I don't need an advance. All I'm going to do is give it to the record label. All they have to spend on is the marketing. Okay. But the record label said no.
What?
Yeah. The record label is like, if you're going to work with us, you have to take the advance.
Oh shit.
So then it gets crazier. He said, no, I don't want that shit. I'm already famous. I don't need your marketing either. I can actually just sell it directly. I'm already
Yeah.
known everywhere. That's when the record label worked with their other affiliate companies and tried to put out their whole pedophilia and he's messed up and he's into drugs and
Oh
then try to
shit.
ruin his name and all that shit. That's basically what happened with the whole Prince controversy.
But then it didn't work though, right? Because Prince was still famous.
Prince was still famous, but the controversy did go around.
Mm.
So much of the controversy went around.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. That's the part where it's like music industry, the business aspect of it is really messed up. So the smartest thing to do right now is what like Russ does. If you've ever seen how Russ makes music, you know
Oh,
Russ, right? The
yeah.
rapper, right? Uh, he basically started off making music by himself. He used to make beats for others.
Okay.
But then he realized he himself has talent and he started putting out music. For almost 10 years, he put out music and nobody was fucking with him. Nobody liked his music and stuff like that, just on SoundCloud. But eventually, slowly, he started getting views. Then slowly, he's put his own money and made videos. He made his own money and everything. He made a song a week. Every week, he made one song and he released it. And for almost a decade, he kept doing that. Eventually, he reached a point where he was so big that record labels wanted to fuck with him. But he did a smart thing where he did work with record labels for some of his bigger songs like What They Want and
Yeah.
Pull the Trigger and all that. But for all these other songs and all that, he stayed independent as much as he could. The smartest thing he did was he had a bunch of songs. He gave a few to them. The ones that he knew that are going to become viral. But he
Okay.
didn't care about the money he makes from those songs. Get it?
Okay.
Whatever he gets from the streams, the record label gets to keep majority of it. He gets a portion. It's not a big deal. But the more better than that is the fucking crowd he gets from that. And then his crowd will go and stream his other music as well, right?
True.
He gets all the royalties of his other music.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So now he's pulling millions in a month, and he was basically trolling all these record label artists. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, this is how you fucking do it by yourself. But he has a huge ego. Again, he comes off a little cockish. So a lot of
That's
people.
kind of needed though in a
It's kind
business
of
like
needed
that.
in a business like that, actually. When DJ Khaled and all become cocky, nobody says anything. They find
True.
it entertaining. But the minute Russ does it, apparently it's wrong. But yeah, basically, then they did this whole thing where they were like, fuck Russ, fuck Russ. That became a thing among the mumble rap community. They started shitting on him. And it made no sense why they just picked on him and started shitting on him.
Okay.
But now, in hindsight, if you think about it, it's probably the record labels that had some sort of connections to make that happen because they hate this guy. Because he's breaking down those walls where he's like, the smartest thing a musician could do right now is make music, post it on all these social medias, try to market it themselves as much as possible, and then wait for the progression slowly. Eventually, until the music gets good enough and they have enough catalog that a few of those songs do get viral somehow, either SoundCloud or TikTok, it's going to get viral somehow at some point in your career. And then once that starts happening, you know, record labels and others will want to work with you. So once they want to work with you, they'll just be like, give us this song, give us that song and all. Then you should be smart enough to give them some songs or like ownership, and some songs you keep yourself. But overall, as an artist, you should stay independent. Like
Nah,
that.
but what bothers me about that is you still have to give them songs, even if you don't want to. Even if you want to be like, dude, just let me do my
But
own
it's a
thing.
fair trade. It's like you don't think about benefiting them. It's a fair trade. It's like, bro, I'm gonna give you all this. You're gonna get to keep the royalties. These songs are gonna become viral. But you guys have clout. They have
Okay.
connections. Dude, the biggest music there are three companies. They are at the top. It's Sony Music, Universal Music, and Warner Brothers Music. And they
Wait, then
own,
who's on YouTube? You see every time, right? Any song comes up, it's at Vivo or some shit.
Vivo is a YouTube thing.
Oh,
All these record labels have some sort of connection with Vivo. And when it comes to this, the YouTube videos, like basically the song videos,
yeah.
it's something to do with that.
Okay.
But the record label that makes the song is these three. They are the owners. And all these other Interscope Records, Atlantic Records, and all these other records, they come under these three. At the top, there are only three, and nobody ever dethrones them. It's Warner Brothers, Universal, or Sony.
Oh, damn.
If you think about it, even in the movie industry, they kind of dominate.
Yeah, Universal, Sony.
Except for Disney,
yeah.
these guys dominate.
Dude, do you know Disney owns the rights to Happy Birthday? The song?
Yeah?
Dude, it's fucked up. It's Happy Birthday, dude. Everyone sings it. And they own the rights to it.
It's not just own the rights. I heard about people getting sued for Happy Birthday.
Yeah, you can't play that song anywhere. And if you play it, you have to pay them
You
royalties.
have to pay them royalties.
And it's like, that's the only Happy Birthday song we have, dude.
Royalties is a crazy thing, okay? Ever since all this DMC and all these problems have started, they've been very like, I don't know how to say it. From the perspective of a musician, it is a plus and a minus. There are so many people that use your songs and they can just do whatever the hell they want and make money off of your song, which
Yeah.
is not good. So obviously you should get the royalties for your work. But at the same time, there are some artists that are okay with their music being spread around a little bit for like YouTube content creators and stuff like that. If like Twitch streamers, that's the best way I can say. All these Twitch streamers, their entire streams are getting banned the minute they play music that's someone else's,
Shit.
entire streams get cancelled. They get banned. So it's like if I was a musician and I found out some big street streamer was playing it, I'd be like, dude, play it. I don't care. Like that's good for me in the end, right?
Yeah, good publicity.
Yeah, I'm gonna get publicity, and you have so many followers, young followers. Young people watch streamers more, so I'm gonna get a lot of people who listen to my music. But it's not up to me now. See, that's the difference. Now the record label owns the song, so even if it's your song, you need to take record label's permission to perform it. You need to take their permission, and they don't ask you at all. If some Twitch streamer is like, "Can I have permission to play this song?" and he asks you, you have to be like, "Ask the record label. I don't own it."
Damn.
That's the thing. You don't own your music. And Russ was talking about that in one of his interviews. He was just like, what is this concept where you don't own your music? If someone makes a piece of art and sells it for $1 million, he is the owner. It's understood. Then he sells it, he gets his money for it. That's a fair trade. But in this business, apparently you take a loan and then it's just not yours anymore.
Damn, dude. All that's messed up.
Yeah.